Hey everyone, this is Billy here back on the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a sort of different style video. This type of video I haven't really done all that much, really just because, I don't really feel like talking all that much, but I will today, especially for 2020 because it has been a great year for me. Hope y'all had a good year. It's been a pretty hectic year for everyone, that's for sure. So 2020, it was a year, especially for RC. It's been a good year for RC, I think. It was overall an interesting year for RC. I'll be honest, as soon as everything shut down, I thought it would kind of be it for RC. Like, I thought after the whole pandemic, I thought RC would actually die a lot. I thought whenever the coronavirus hit and when everyone started panicking, I thought that would be it for RC. This is the last thing that RC will be able to get through or whatever. I was very scared that RC wouldn't be a thing after 2020, but as we're standing here today, it's not, and it's very alive. I guess we can go over some RC news now. Obviously, I'm not going to cover every single thing that happened this year, but I'm going to cover the major things. So one of the first major things that happened, I think, in 2020 for RC, I think it had to be the Flying Cars movie, because that was pretty big whenever it was coming out. I saw it all over Facebook, and I actually bought it twice. Once for my Apple movies and once for my Amazon, and also just because I wanted to watch it with some friends. Overall, I think the movie isn't great as a movie, but because there's RC in it, it kind of makes up for me. I enjoyed the movie. So Flying Cars is pretty good. Another big RC news for this year, Proline got bought out by Horizon Hobby, and I think I made a video, or I did a lot of recordings about this subject, and I kind of went a little nuts on what I really thought about it, but I think now that it's happened and now that a bit of time has passed, I think I can actually talk about it normally now. So I was really scared actually for whenever Proline was actually bought out by Horizon Hobby, because Horizon Hobby in the past, it's shown that they like to take companies and essentially make them worse. It happened with Arrma, especially with their Spectrum implementation into their cars. Those radios suck dick, just plain and simple. I actually used my Traxxas radio for my Italian, but I'm probably going to be putting it on my DX5 Pro pretty soon. Getting back to Proline though, I saw as soon as they bought them out, and I was thinking man, they're gonna ruin the brand, they're gonna be doing all sorts of changes or whatever. That didn't really happen. They kept pretty much everything in stock. The one thing that did happen though, which I think wasn't even just a Proline thing, I think it was an every single manufacturer thing. Every single brand's bodies as of now are bad to use. And what I mean by that is that what I specifically mean by that, I mean the paint doesn't stick to the body. Every single time I've painted a body, I don't clean it. I just kind of take a paper towel and just kind of wipe through it, which is not a good idea actually. And I would just spray paint the body red, and then I put a white coat over it. Done. But when I tried that this time, almost all of my paint chipped away. It was flaking off, it wasn't even attached to the body in the first place. And I thought, that's strange, let me try another one. And I did, and I got a weird swirling color effect whenever I was doing the red and the white. And then I actually got for real with another body. I actually put a lot of Dawn soap in one, and then I rinsed it out using scalding hot water, and then let it dry, and then actually painted it. And whenever I was at Thornhill, it actually held up pretty well. I did take some nasty crashes, and the body seemed to do all right. But as soon as I took it over to our place, it kind of just fell apart. I did post about it on Facebook. Also, just a quick side note, I got an Instagram, so if you want to go follow me over there for some more content, it'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that really happened with Proline. I'm not even going to put that on them really, just because that was kind of a industry-wide thing, if you know what I mean. But aside from that, all of their race tires still seem the same. They haven't changed their compounds. They haven't really done much to the racing side of things. Oh yeah, and that was another thing. It seems like Proline has gone a lot towards crawling and bashing, especially in these past few months whenever they got bought out. And of course, they're going to be making more things for their Arrmas because Horizon Hobby owns them now. So I think overall, I don't think Proline was heavily affected by them being bought out by Horizon. Definitely keep your eye on them though, because after this whole body thing, I'm not really sure if I should trust them as much. So Proline being bought out by Horizon Hobby, that was a big thing that happened this year. Oh yeah, something big that happened for me was that our server actually grew really big on Discord. If you guys didn't know, I have my own Discord server called Billy's RC Discord. We're getting a lot of new members. We're actually beyond 400 members now, which was pretty crazy. I remember when I made it over like 2 years ago, I think, and I never thought I would be able to build a community like I have. I think we grew a lot this year for 2020 on Discord. I will leave a link to that in the description below if you want to check it out, make an account, and join. And the Traxxas Haas came out, which was pretty cool. Now that some time has passed since the release of it, I've actually been able to see them in real life. They're pretty much what you'd expect. It's like a Stampede size. It's got very similar features, similar design. I really think Traxxas should have rebranded this as a Stampede 4x4 like upgrade and not just rename it, because I think that's what essentially this is. Because it uses a 4x4 Rustler chassis and just longer like Rustler 4x4 arms and bigger wheels. I think overall though, it looks pretty good. I actually haven't had the chance to drive one yet. I don't think I'll ever have the chance to drive one, but they seem pretty fun. I probably wouldn't own one, but I'd definitely like to drive one at some point. So I think those are like the biggest things I think that happened this year for RC, like in terms of like good things. I guess we can move into like the more bad things. I'm not going to include the Proline buyout, just saying, because I don't think it's a bad thing yet. The coronavirus, without a doubt, heavily affected RC. As everyone knows, RC is like an outside kind of community kind of thing. Well, especially in Houston it is. I remember when it first hit, it was crazy, because like the world had never really seen anything like coronavirus before. It was like a new black plague. And that in turn made RC pretty much unavailable for the next at least 2 months for us down here in Texas. It's different everywhere across the country, but for us down here in Texas, I think it was about like 2 months before we started going back to RC racing. For a while, we weren't able to really go anywhere. Like there was like a lot of like enforcement with the curfew, but I was always an essential employee anyway, so I never really left the road. It was definitely different, especially for my job as well. Getting back to RC though, we weren't allowed to go anywhere, like to any public spaces. Parks were definitely closed off for like a lot of time. But yeah, it sucked for a little bit, but now that time's passed, obviously, it really wasn't too bad. Again, this is going to be very subjective because down here in Texas, we got off the lockdown pretty early, so take that for what you will. So I think in my area, RC wasn't really affected all that much, but of course I can't speak for everywhere, obviously. But yeah, also in other news, I found out about rcgarage.info. And I looked myself up on it, and every single race result I've ever had is on that website. It shows you like pretty much everything you want to know about someone in terms of their racing status. Like it shows you how long they've been racing, how many races they've done, and like how many times they podiumed and won, which is pretty cool. I thought it was a little creepy when I found it at first, but I like it now. But all in all, for my year in general, it was pretty good. I got to grow my channel a lot. I got to meet a lot of new people. I got pretty fast this year in RC racing, and I've been continuing to grow a pretty good Discord server. So best wishes from me to everyone for 2021. I hope you all have a great year, because I know that I'm gonna have a good year this year. Got lots of plans, not only just for RC, and let's just hope that we can get over the coronavirus a little bit faster, because I'm kind of tired of it now. But until then, thank you all for a great 2020.